Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Captain Seppi, formerly Sniper Life. We're going live with you today after a little bit of a hiatus. I've been doing some flight sim stuff. As you can see, I've got my cockpit here. Camera is looking at the flight instruments here on the flight deck. Today I'll be doing a FedEx flight for FedEx Virtual. And we're going to be flying from Anchorage, PANC, to Juneau. And it's going to be a charter flight. I've got my dispatch right here that I printed out. Got my flight dispatch, and I'm just programming some information in here. So I'm going to put in Juneau here on the 580. So that's P-H-A-N, P-A-J-N, Juneau International. All right, enter. We'll get that in there. So let's see. The route here is, let's see. We've got Ted. So let me add en route waypoint. Ted. Enter. All right, and then we got J501. J501. Enter. Alright, and then Yak. Let's see, there's no matches for that. To Yak. Actually, what does sim brief say? Let me look at my sim brief. Right, because I did this in sim brief. I like this one better. Let's go back here, back up. Let's cancel this. Let's do TED. We're going to do V319. See if it'll take that. V319. Nope, it's not gonna do that. SNRIS. SN backspace RIS. Yep, we got that. And Yak. Yak. All right, and Casper, CSPER. C S P E R. Yeah, that's Alaska. Okay. 278. Let's take a look at it over here. MFD. Let's zoom out, see what's going on here. All right. So it's going down, following the coast like that. SSR T278. Well, let's see if there's a T278. Nope. Alright, so the next one's going to be after that is SSR. SSR. Alright, we'll enter there. Say done. Now we got a lot of bad weather on there. You look at the radar there. Alright, give me the departure. Okay, what do we have? Let's see. What do we have for winds, weather? Let's take a look at my ATIS information for tools. And my airport is PHAN. Let me lean forward here and hit that on the keyboard. PHAN. Add that in here. Alright, so right now my ATIS is 29.61. So let me go ahead and set my barometer to 9.61. Alright, let's take a look at this depart on some brief here and look at airports. Oh, I know what I want to do. Let's pull up some Navigraph data. I can pull up some Navigraph data for you all too. If we look at that, that's essentially what we're going to see right there. here. Nice little rainy day out there. Let's set stuff up. Let's see. Navigraph. I guess it would have been a lot better if I would have had a lot of this stuff set up, but I figured I'd just start the airplane coming here, get all my instruments turned on, and you guys could take a look at what's going on. Watch some of the setup that's going on here. Search PANC and PANC general open charts SIDS SID for the Anchorage 9. Fits kink no end Potter turn again let's see text right. Let's see. All right, I guess we'll take the Anchorage 9 departure and we'll take it on runway 15. That's what I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and load this. All right, let's take a look at this. And let's get rid of this. User mark right here we'll take off and we'll go straight to TED. Departure. Yeah, it won't let me pull that one out. Let me remove that one, but it won't let me remove that one. All right, well, we'll take off and we will we'll just adjust that as we go. All right, so there we go. Turn my mode C transponder on. Let me go over to my nav. I am squawking 7,000 and I'm on 121.9. All right.
Anchorage ground Alaska 104 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR. Alaska 104 taxi to and hold short of runway 7 right using taxiway Echo 3 Echo Mike Golf 1 Lima Cross runway 3 Kilo Juliet Charlie. Contact tower on 118 decimal 3 when ready. taxiing, hold short runway 7 right, using taxiway Echo 3 Echo Mike Golf 1 Lima Cross, runway 3 Kilo Juliet Charlie Alaska 104.
122.950, let's see. Change this.
Alaska 104, hold position, caution, other traffic.
1229. Swap those. All right. So get that, and let's get some lights on to the outside. Let's get the pitot heat on here. Let's turn the, what else we got here? We got no bleed. Inertial separator. I got the inertial separator on so we don't suck anything up in the engine. And let's look over here and let's turn the bleed on to auto. All right. Got our taxiway lights on, landing lights, taxiway lights. There we go. The taxiway lights on. All right, let's see if we can get out of here. Parking brake off. Let's see, rudder, elevator, ailerons. Give some juice. Let's roll. Brake's good. Okay, there we go. Zoom all the way down in here. Oh, I can't see the runway because of the weather. That's all right. About a chart. Get a chart on over here. There we go. Now we can see where we are. As you can, oh, you guys can't see that, can you? There we go. There, I'll put the chart up there so I can see where I am. Right there. Just turn on T. Tango. Tango does show up as another aircraft for us, by the way. And there's one right there. Oh, you know what I ought to do? Start my A cars. ACARS is a program that FedEx Virtual uses. All right, there we go. I got a master caution light there on the panel, but it's for the inertial separator. Inertial separator is a little flap that covers the intake so you don't suck anything up into the turbine when you're taxiing. That would do a lot of damage. I'm not going to reset that master caution. It'll go out when I turn it off. Little chime here. Got my co-pilot with me. And there's the Anchorage 9 departure. All right, let's take a quick look outside. Hey, excuse me, guys. Bless you. Man, see, it's just bad weather. We're clear to the right. We are clear to the left. All right. I have been a little sick last week. set flaps for takeoff. Still clear. We're clear. We're clear. All right, get out here on the runway. Turn our landing lights on. Turn our taxi lights off. Here. Stop. Check our barometer. Barometer's incorrect. Let's adjust that. All right, we'll set our heading bug to the runway. Runway 15. We'll fly that. All right, we got that set. Let's go ahead and set our altitude. Set our altitude to 5,000 feet. All right, we got our altitude mode on. We got our flight director on. Got that. Got this. PFD. We have our set our minimums. Minimums. Barometer. 4, 0, 0. Enter. Alright, we got our barometer set. We got our speed bugs. All those are set. V rotate at 90. Alright, we're going to go back over here and go home. Alright, looks good. Everything is set. We got this. Our radios. Everything. Alright, here we go. Let's turn our inertial separator off. Alright, we did that. We cleared our warning. Alright, here we go. Alright, rotate. Gear up. Positive rate of climb. Flaps up. Yaw damper on. Autopilot. There we go. That's one reason. All right, autopilot. Hold on. Set our rate of climb at about 1,500. Gears up, flaps up, everything's up. All right. Can't see nothing. All right, there we are. All right, we are on our course here. Look at the weather. Right here, I guess I can. You can see the weather map down there, right? So you can also see it. You might be able to see it here on the flight instrument. If not, you can definitely see it over there. Got some pretty good bad weather. Excuse me. But really shouldn't be too bad. We'll be flying right down the coast. We'll be flying into a little bit of bad weather here though. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather radar. See what we got. Turn the radar on. There we go. Excuse me. All right, we're within 1,000 feet. That's what that sound was. So I'm going to go ahead and increase our altitude. Take us up to 10. To probably 12,000. Reduce our about 4.9 nautical miles before we hit Sinris, and we take a turn. Then our flight plan says that our next one is Yak. So when we get to Sinris, we'll be headed towards Yak. And we got a little bit of icing going on, so let's go ahead and get that turned on. right? Our ice light on. And we'll get our windshield and all our other. Go ahead and reset our master caution here, because I know that the inertial separator is on because of the icing. Outside air temperature is 20 degrees. Inside air, $30. A little chilly. How about we turn some heat on? Outside air temperature is about 18 now, so we dropped a little bit. Excuse me. All right, let's look at some arrival charts here. So what do we have? All right, we have runway 8 coming off the water. Chart options. So let's go back. Let's take a look at procedures. Let's take a look at arrival procedures. And let's say runway. See all runways. Filter by arrival. JN, Juno, they have no stars. They have, they do have a GPS. All right, so. Ogimi. Alright, so I could go to EFF, I could go to elephant, and then I could go to Nimley. So we can go ahead and set this up. Let's go ahead and add this in here. Alright, let's go back and let's do the approach. What's the approach here? Sequence, transition. Elephant, EFF, Barlow. RNAV 8T, 8V. Who is this? This is V. Let's do RNAV 8V. We're going to do EFF. That looks good. Transition EFF. This is one we're going to take. And reached my altitude now. And what do we got outside? Outside air temperature 14 degrees. I have no more icing on my window. The anti-ice is, in fact, working. Alright, how about outside? Outside, looks like we got a little bit of ice build up there. I do have my anti-ice on it, right? Yep. All my anti-ice is on. It looks a little rough, doesn't it? Yeah, I got little frosties on there. It's a little frosty. Wouldn't you say? All right, let's load this up. Where is it taking me? Why did it just change that? Let's go back over here and look at my home. Let's look at my map. What did it try to do? Ah, okay. I see what you did. I want to activate my next leg. That's the one I want to activate. That's a bug. So it tried to, when I loaded the plan in there, for Jim Gumley. Ah, this I want to remove. Chill, gumly. Yeah, so what it's going to do is it's going to try to take me south, and then it's going to try to take me back north again. Look. We'll see as I get closer, but 14 degrees outside. I think I'm going to come down in altitude a little bit. Let's go down to about 8,000 feet. Got a hefty little wind, 16 knot crosswind blowing right at our side, coming right off the water. That's a pretty good little wind. That's warming up a little bit. We're down to about 9,200 feet, and we are temperatures raised up a degree. So we'll come down about another 1,200 feet, and we'll see what happens. And we're within 1,000 feet. That was that sound letting us know that we were within 1,000 feet of our target altitude. Temperature's up to 16 degrees, so it's rising a little bit. A little ice buildup out there, but it's not too bad. Don't have any traffic on our radar. We are in some bad weather right there, though, man. We're riding in some bad weather. Heavy. Heavy, heavy. Keep your seatbelts on, folks. And we're within 100 feet, 120 feet. .3009 is the altimeter reading in Juneau. Currently. And it looks like we're going to have a little break in the weather coming up there. The radar is showing a little break out in front of us, so we might come out of this yet. Nobody around us. Not for 40 miles. We don't have anybody. Oh, I don't know. That was like showing the little break, but it's really not. .19 degrees. So we've come up a little bit in temp. Still a lot of rain. A whole lot of rain out there. Couple people behind us still. So I've got a touch screen monitor, and what I'm doing is the little Garmin 580, which is here, and it is on the instrument panel, what in your view on the screen in the bottom right hand corner. So it's got the little button saying map settings, direct to traffic, weather. I can tap on my touch screen here and it activates that. So if I want to do weather, I could touch weather here and it puts the weather radar up there. I go back to map and you can see how I touch it. But the same thing with the G3000 on the PFD side. You know, if I hit my range settings, my plus or minus over here, I can change my range settings there. I'm touching it. You can just see my finger off the screen. I've got a knobster down here on my instrument panel. So when I do things like touch my barometer knob up here on my panel, I can touch my knobster, and if you see the barometer says 29.68, 67, 66, 65. So I can adjust that. And it's a double knob, so when I do things like the altitude, I can control the inner, which is 100-foot increments, and I can control the outer, which is 1,000-foot increments. Pretty cool. Adds a level of realism to the flight. Vicious crosswind right now. Got a vicious crosswind right now, right into the side of us at about 22 miles an hour. You can kind of see that right here, right there. So the wind is coming across like this at 22. So we're kind of flying sideways. If you look at the course is a little bit off like this. But we're flying, if you look at the little airplane, we're kind of flying like this. So the difference is these two right here. So you see, this is our course, this is where we're flying, and a little bit of a sideways thing for the wind to keep us on course. $23 now. It's getting worse, getting a little stronger. See, it didn't look like it was really that bad in Juneau. So in Juneau, the wind is at 130 at 11 knots, 7 statute miles visibility, rain. A few clouds at 800, broken at 2100, overcast at 43. So we should not have a problem seeing the runway. The altimeter is 3009, which, you know, it's a little bit higher than it is now. When we left, it was, what, 29.68 or something, you know, when we left there. So, Anchorage, other than the rain, it doesn't look like it's too bad. So, hopefully we won't have to put up with this too much longer. Man, 25 winds at 25. That's pretty serious. We've got a long ways to go, though. Twenty-seven on the wind, 26. Ooh, took a nice little hit right there. $28, $29. Let's look in the TBM Pilot's operating manual for a second. Take a look and see what's going on here. limitations. $31. That's vicious. So we got another TBM out in front of us. Looks like they're descending too. They're coming out of 20,000. I do not have them on my radar yet. They're not showing up as traffic. How are we doing on fuel? Fuel, we're good. We're good on fuel. 100 gallons, 102 gallons in each tank. I think we started with around 140 maybe. Got about 2 hours of fuel. He's coming down to about 17. Gonna watch that guy. Don't know how far out he is, but he's out there in front of us. Alright, so he's down to about 12,000. I still don't see him on my scope, but he's out there in front of us. So we'll keep watching him. So he's about 2,000 higher than us right now, but again, I'm not seeing him on my traffic advisory on my radar. So just kind of keep watching, see what happens. Man, that weather, that crosswind is getting brutal. It's getting worse. It's up to about 30, 31 now. As we can see, shoot you guys in here. Look at that. That's a pretty good little wind right there. That's a pretty good little wind. Excuse me. Let's see. Zoom in here. Look at this. Where we got? All right, we're not too far from Yak. Well, yeah, we are. We're 160 nautical miles from Yak, so it's a little bit out there. This wind is not helping either. Boy, that's a harsh looking weather system. Excuse me. Three of them. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 TBMs. Interesting. Relatively close, but they sure weren't on the radar. So let's see, where are we at here? Let's throw. There we are. We still got to go down here to Juneau. That's where we're going. Middle of the map, right here. And we are there. We left Anchorage here. I'll do that. Here we go. Thirty-three wind coming at us out of the southeast. Coming out about 130, 34. Certainly not getting better. See, I'm flying real weather. And I'm looking at real weather, and the real weather is not really portraying what we're seeing here, which is interesting. It's light rain mist, according to weather. See, the weather forecast just doesn't look that bad. The game is making it a lot worse than it is in actuality. Yeah, looking at weather, at the online weather, there is no red anywhere up there at all. Well, actually, there is a little bit, like just south of Valdez. There is. That may be what we're in now, but should get out of this pretty quick if that's true. Let's see if we can zoom out here. Let's see what we got. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Uh-oh. That's not good. Look at that. That's what I call an in-flight problem. Autopilot cut off. Flag it back on course over here. That wasn't good. All right, everyone, for sure. Just fasten your seatbelts. I'll turn the seatbelt sign back on. I see. Look at that. Orientation. Didn't realize I could change that. That was actually the pan pushing the knob, put it in pan mode so I could pan around. I have a pan right here, control. Sure would like to see a little bit of a break in this weather.
Achoo! Achoo!
Wow. Passengers back there sneezing.
Sick. Passengers have COVID. Just kidding.
About 105 nautical miles to the next waypoint, Yak. And you can see that either here or on the screen up front. Had to mute myself for cough. Well, the wind did ease off a little bit, dropped down from 31 back down to 28, and we're under 100 nautical miles, so that's good. To the next waypoint, not to our destination, but just to the next waypoint. I always try to fly with realism turned on and real weather. So, but this is a little harsher than what the real weather is displaying in the region right now. Hey, preacher, how you doing, buddy? You need a soundtrack? How long you been around? Got any Richie Valens? No. Let's not have any Buddy Holly. Hey, you never know. Here, let's take a look at the wings out here. Look at this. Let's show you what we got out here. Look at that. A little bit of ice out there. A little bit of ice. Running outside air temperature about 19 degrees and the pouring rain. There you go. Got a little bit of ice up there on the tail. A little bit on the nose. Yep, I know, I feel you. Peggy Sue, my Peggy Sue. We are not going to end up like that. Let's put it like that. Don't know how much you've been graphics are all gray. Yeah. That's the wonderful weather. Look at this radar here. Man, that's pretty brutal there. Of course, I'm flying with real life weather, and the real life weather does not look like this, or else I would have done something else when I was filing my flight plan. It's a lot worse here. Kicking a 30 winds, almost right at the nose at 30. So not, only hitting about 196 knots. Should be doing about 230, 240, but slowing us down a little bit. Outside, yeah, man, it's gray, rain. And it was hardcore freezing a little bit higher. So I was up a little bit higher altitude. I came down to about 8,000 feet. So at 8,000 feet, it's about 19 degrees Fahrenheit, which is really not bad. But I think I was around 12,000, 14,000. It was like 10 degrees. So that's a pretty significant difference. And I don't know if I can get above this or not. Because again, it's not realistic to what the actual weather is. I could look at the surfaces and stuff, real weather, the tops, and find out what those are. But under these circumstances, I'm just gonna roll with this. Hopefully, when I get to Juneau, it's going to be a little bit better. Hopefully, I won't be landing in this, because if I land in this in Juneau, it's going to be, a little bit of a mess. If I pop I can pop a chart up here for you guys. So that's where we are now. And we're flying right along the coast, and there's Juneau. So we'll be coming right along the coast like this, and then we'll pop right over here and then down and then into Juneau, or actually maybe like across like this and then into Juneau. But oh, you can't see the little hand. I just realized that. But we'll follow that channel. There's a channel right there, and we'll kind of come right in that channel off the coast. But yeah, hopefully we'll be out of it by the time we get there. And of course, you get to see my setup now, right? You get to see my radio stack, and you get to see my throttles, and you know, my autopilot in here, my flap lever. Might be able to turn some light on here. I'm flying in the dark. There you go. That makes it a little bit better. And you can see some of the stuff right there. So the yoke is a honeycomb alpha. The throttle quadrant is a honeycomb bravo, and you can order those off of Amazon or Sporty's Pilot Shop. Sporty's Pilot Shop is an outlet for real pilots where I've bought stuff like headsets and stuff like that for flying, or charts or anything like that. But Sporty's is a real pilot shop, but they also carry the honeycomb stuff. Of course, Amazon, or you can get it directly from Honeycomb themselves. And each one costs $250. So the yoke, the Alpha, is $249. The throttle quadrant Bravo $249. They will be coming out with a rudder pedal, probably about the same price. A Charlie here in the near future. I have Logitech pedals, and of course this, my primary display is an Asus 22-inch touchscreen, and I'm running Air Manager. And then I've got the Real Sim Gear G1000 here, which now is simulating a G3000, because that's what's in the TBM 930. But yeah, that's about it. Of course, I got an iPad. I got a Stream Deck. Got a few other things that enhance everything, allow me to push a few other buttons and stuff like that. Pretty sure it doesn't look like I'm going to get out of this mess. My next waypoint just crossed the 75-mile threshold, so 64.8 miles, I guess, for my next one. The Canadian Air Force, yeah. Man, this headwind's making this this trip brutal, for sure. Although now it's down to 26, so it is gradually dropping off. But man, that red on the screen sure isn't. You know, if you guys can see that. Whoops. That's pretty rough. Hopefully it'll break up a little bit when I get past Yak up here. Maybe when I get up here, it'll ease up a little bit. Yeah, of course you never know because it's not following what's actually out there from the standpoint of, from the weather standpoint. You're not getting any good scenery today. All my anti-ice still on. Yep. Well, the passengers can't see anything bad. This is what the passengers see. Oh, they can see a little bit of ice out there, I guess. I don't know. It might be slacking off a little bit. The winds are down to 24, 25. Let you guys know that the fasten seatbelt sign is still on. What a trashy trip. Trashy weather trip. Yeah, it might be looking better. The winds are 24. So what you got going on today, preacher? Not playing anything? Not there blowing anything up? Really? I could drink. I can literally drink coffee. I could drink coffee right now, and still go to sleep. I know it. I'm brutal. I am. I am not an animal. Hey, winds are down to 21 now. I'm not on Twitch much platform is like the Wild West. It is apparently like the Wild West. Apparently someone has a set of mics built to look like ears. Really? A set of mics? A set of mics to look like ears, or a headset to look like ears? A headset to look like ears, I could understand. ASMR thingy. I have no idea what ASMR is. Whatever you typed, if you did not type 3 asterisks, you got moderated. Auto-moderated. Hey, winds are down to 19 now. Yay! Speed is still, let's see. Soft talking stuff. Oh, it was a link. Post it up on the Discord channel. If I ever find a runway, I'll check it out. I just adjusted my mic a little bit. Is that better? Am I loud? Do I need to adjust it down a little bit? Like right here? Is this better? Or more? How about this? Is that better? Can you hear me okay? Testing, 1, 2, 3. 2 clicks more? All right, 2 clicks more. Hold on, stand by. All right, that's 2 clicks more. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Was it too soft before? Because I'm further back. Your level, I was good before. Okay. Yeah, I saw that it was kind of high. It looked like it was peaking kind of high. And if you see my instrument panel here, you don't get to see my smiling face. Because you guys are in the back, right? So you're my passengers, they're looking this way. And if they want to see me, I get to turn around and look at them like this, say, hey! But the mic is, you know, up there. Up there. That looks real good, doesn't it? Up there. 18. The winds are 18, but the radar didn't change. It still is red right there. But it may be coming out of it though. It'll come out of it. It should not be too bad. Alright, so Casper is going to be the next waypoint after Yak, and if I come over here and look at my 580, what do I got to do here for Casper? Casper is nothing. Let's see. I just need to be at 7,500 feet when I get to, when I start my approach. When I start my arrival, I will need to be at 7,500, but that's fine. Be good. I see on my synthetic vision, I got a little bit of terrain out in front of me that I am not going to clear. Synthetic vision on the PFD 3000, you can kind of see it here. So this is the horizon. The magenta and the yellow line is the flight director, and the magenta line is what my autopilot is flying, follows the FMS here. And of course you can see some terrain that's above the horizon, which means I won't necessarily clear that based on my synthetic vision. However, when I get to Yak, which is only in 10.2 miles, 10.1, 10, I will be changing my heading to about 100 degrees, maybe 105. And I'm on a course of 92 now, so that should not be an issue. 18 knots. Come on, give me some less wind, because I'm going to be turning right into it now. Well, not quite. I guess it shifted a little bit. Now it's giving me more of a direct crosswind. But I am going to be turning here in a little bit. Another 6.6 miles. 6.5 nautical miles. It's not clearing up any out there, is it? Situk. All right, we're now. Oh, the wind's picked up a little bit to 22. We're back to that wind off our nose. It might clear up about the time we get to Casper. Who knows? Who knows? Looks like I picked up Edmonton, Charlie Zulu Echo Golf Center. $135.750. $135.750. Tune my radio. $135.750. Transfer a frequency over. See what they got.
Alpha Alpha Yankee Alpha automated weather observation 0300 Zulu. Wind 107 at 17. Visibility tree in heavy rain. Sky condition few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,700 feet, few clouds at 11,500 feet. Temperature 8C dew point 10C altimeter 299.5.
Well, that's not Edmonton. That's the ATIS That is Yakutat Airport.
Automated weather observation 0300 Zulu. Wind 10.
Dangerous river. So if I turn weather off there and take a look at the, just so I could declutter that. And then I can set my terrain to relative, like that. And that is essentially telling me what I'm going to hit. So that's relative to me, which, as you can see, I'll be flying right beside those red dots, and that red signifies that that's cumulus granite, as we could call it here. So I could go to at about 75 nautical miles, I could cut over to chill. But we'll as you can see there, it gets a little bit closer there. Winds back up to 27, hit me across the nose. Got about 81 gallons of fuel in the right tank, 80 gallons of fuel in the left tank. Yeah, that's still brutal. Well, I know I'm not going to get out of it anytime soon, so I'll just leave it here for terrain avoidance. Make sure that I missed that. That's over to the left of my flight plan. Don't need to play any Buddy Holly songs, do I? Well, still building a little icing up there, but it's not too bad. Winds picked back up, almost 30 across the nose now. Next rad, still showing some ugly stuff. Look at that, ugly, ugly, ugly. Not a whole lot of options, though, at this point. So it is what it is. Looks like we're going to be off far enough from the cumulus granite over to the left that that's not going to be a factor for us as we skirt the coast. Try to get into Juneau on our flight from Anchorage. Get everything good, fuel good, fuel. Torque, ITT, all our temps are good. Everything looks good. Outside looks bad. Looks bad outdoors. Raining like hell. Getting dark. At least there's a little bit of light in Alaska, I guess. Got a little bit of sunlight. So that's a little bit of a plus. We'll see how this pans out. Going to Juneau. That's about where we are right there. We're getting close. So there's Juneau. Right there in the center of the map. There's the runway. So we'll be coming in here like this on runway 8 from the water. And it's about where we are now. I guess we'll just do it like this. You guys can look at two panels. You can look at the in-game panel. You can look at my panel. And both got the same information. Same basic configuration. Except my autopilot panel is right here instead of being more in the center. And my 580 is right here instead of being down at the bottom, and then my 3000 MFD, 3000 PFD radio stack, and then my honeycomb alpha, honeycomb bravo. So I have full control. My rudder pedals, Logitech. But all right. we go. We're coming across the... Man, the wind's gotten even worse now. Let's look at the next rad data. Pop that up there. Woohoo! Look at that. Brutal. Brutal. Although it looks like it may just start to clear up, like right about Casper. So Juneau might not be too bad. Might not be too bad in Juneau. But it is what it is. Again, this is not reflective of, I guess, I am flying with live weather, but live weather, from what I saw when I did the flight plan, leaving Anchorage to Juneau on this flight, it was going to be an IFR flight, but there wasn't this kind of weather. There was just rain. There was a light rain, is actually what the weather report was calling in regards to this. And here we have a really heavy rain. So it's a little bit different. Microsoft live weather versus online when I pulled that weather. I don't know who's right. Have to call somebody in Alaska. Anybody know anybody in Alaska? Call somebody in Juneau, Anchorage, somewhere in between. Find out what the weather's like. Let me grab my iPad over here and see what we see. See if anything changed. Before see, Anchorage, Alaska says it's 46 degrees and light rain. I don't see any of that weather that that I see here in the game. There's some snow inland, but yeah. None of this. Kenai. There's a little bit near Kenai. So yeah, according to weather right now, live weather, there should not be anything here right now. Nothing. Johnny Horton went north to Alaska. Yeah. Live weather says we should be perfectly in the clear right now. There shouldn't be anything. Nothing. Look at this. Look at this red disaster. That's all right. That is all right. As long as I can keep the ice off of it. Got a little bit build up out there. Well, every bit of the icing is on. Every bit of it. Which here's something I find interesting. So the inertial separator switch shows that it's off, but the inertial separator is actually on, because when you turn de-icing on, it actually closes the inertial separator so you don't suck ice into the turbine. And it's actually reflective. If you look at the MFD, you can see right here on the MFD that I actually have a warning that the inertial separator is on, but yet the switch here is off, which is kind of interesting. Another little bug. All right, let's get rid of this next red data so I can see my cumulus granite. There we go. Yep, I should be all right there. Actually, the actual course that should be flown here is probably to stay on the Vector Airway 317, which is a little bit further off to the right of where I am, and then turn in towards Casper. Or actually, it would have been to stay on J501 to V317, and then do the turn towards Casper. But I didn't do that. I went direct towards Casper when I saw that I was going to clear all this out here, which is that's like a glacier or something. Yeah, that's Lampla Glacier, which is right off here to the left that you can't see. But if you look at the PFD and you take a look at the synthetic vision, this would be a glacier right here. So we're going to miss all that. That's also reflective here on the MFD. When I look at terrain from a relative standpoint, it's showing me red danger, you might hit this, or you will hit this, and I'm skirting it off just like the synthetic vision is showing over here. So Vancouver. Vancouver Center just came within range. I see on my VATSIM, since I'm not going into Canadian airspace. Let's see what their zone looks like. How far out did they go? No. Yeah, I won't get into their airspace. They're just south of Juneau, so I won't need to mess with them. Won't need to give them a call. I will ignore. All right, we're getting pretty close to Juneau. So what's ATIS say for Juneau? $3009. Is that still the good? Nope. 2960. All right. Let's change my barometer here to 2960. There we go. Adjusted the barometer for Juneau. And let's see what the weather looks like. The weather looks like not bad. It says the wind is 4 knots out of 320, 10 statute miles visibility, light rain, broken at 12,000, broken at 25,000, overcast at 4. Yeah. All right. We shouldn't have a problem getting in there. What's next red say? Uh-oh. This is the second time we've had this happen on our flight. That was interesting. Reset the TAWS. Come on. Kick it up there. All right, so, oh, autopilot kicked off, didn't it? Yep, sure did. Look at that. Autopilot kicked off. Kick the autopilot back on, get us back on course. All right, so, yep, so next rad looks like it is clearing up after Casper. So, let's go see what we got here. Let's take a look at our flight plan. Here we are here. Casper SSR. I am going to, this next rad data is not going to help me out any. So let me just go ahead and clear this out then. Kick that off. That'll declutter that. Get ready for my approach. So I fly these last few miles here. Getting close, getting close. $757 max. What's a 757 max? Well, I mean, actually. Oh, the faulty plane. Actually, I wonder if it's something here with Air Manager, right? So Air Manager, all these instruments that are on this touch screen are here because of Air Manager. So Air Manager allows you to replicate instruments. And I actually wrote these. So this 580 and this 3000 and this 710 autopilot and this barometer and this parking brake, all these instruments that you see up here, I created these. I wrote the code for this. And Air Manager, you write code in Lua, and it uses the SimConnect interface to talk back to the simulator to pass parameters back and forth when you touch these buttons or turn these knobs or whatever you do. And it, I wonder if there's something there because Air Manager is using a SimConnect interface as well as FSU IPC. Well, the real SimGear G1000 unit here, the physical unit that I made, is now replicating a G3000, and the only difference is the size, and a G3000 doesn't have all these buttons on the side, which if I turn them up, there you can now, I've now highlighted all the buttons around here that you can see. I'll dim those back out, but G3000 doesn't have all those buttons on it, like APFD heading. But so I can use these here, or I can use the ones on the 3000. But I'm wondering if there's something, if there's something in there that makes the master switch or the avionics switch cut off, because that's essentially what it's doing. Now the Alpha yoke also down in here where I just turned the light on, there are two red switches, two white switches. The two red ones are the master, alternator, and battery, and the two white ones are bus 1 and bus 2 for avionics. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I have physical switches that control avionics, I have virtual switches that control the avionics, and then the sim itself also has switches that in itself control the avionics, as is apparent when you look at like the top panel up here. That's where your avionics and master battery switches are. So there's a lot of different things that interact with each other, and I'm just wondering if something sees a conflict maybe and is like, I'm going to cut the avionics off, or I think the avionics switch is off when it's really not. And actually it usually happens when I touch the 580. I touch something on the 580 and it's like a random thing. It's not any particular button, and I don't know, you really can't see it clear here, but in the sim, the 580 is that unit right there. So when I touch this on mine, you can see how I can flip through all the screens here and interact with all that. And it's usually when I touch something on the 580, that the Garmin 580, that makes it cut out like that. But I don't know. So let me go over here to my iPad and let me pull up a flight plan here, which, by the way, I can actually pull the flight plan up here on the 3000 as well. But I can pull the charts up here, and you can actually see the charts up here. You can see them in game as well. That is complementary of Working Title's G3000 mod, which brings that functionality into Microsoft Flight Simulator, just like real world. But with an iPad, I can actually do two things. I can actually watch my map here and my terrain, do my terrain avoidance, watch my flight plan, and keep track of all that, in addition to taking a look at the plan. So Let me open the charts here and look at the approaches, and I'm going to do the RNAV GPS V Victor runway 8, and that is going to tell me when I'm here. You guys can kind of see the iPad there. I just threw my phone on the ground.
I was wondering what that was.
Yay, still in one piece. Alright. But anyways, it says that, let's see, what am I looking at here for the approach? Alright, when I get to Elephant or SSR, I want to be at 3,400 feet. Alright, so I'm turning now. Autopilot is turning. I've reached Casper. I've got 43.8 nautical miles to reach SSR. Man, I've got a 30. There is a 30 knot dead on crosswind. How brutal is that? Right into my side. That's horrible. If it's like this at the runway, there's not going to be any good choice, because Juneau only has one runway, and it's 8 and 2.4, which means, like right now, I'm flying on a 74-degree heading. So if I land on runway 8, that's 80 degrees. If I have a 30-knot crosswind on the ground, even if I turn around and fly back at 2.4, I'm gonna have a 30-knot crosswind coming back the other way. It's gonna be interesting here. Perfectly designed to find the ground. All aircraft are perfectly designed to find the ground. I actually want to stay at 70 so I can go direct to Ogme. It's probably what I should do. Alright guys, this is going to be interesting for sure. This is really going to be interesting. Let's check my ATIS again real quick because I'm getting close. Okay, we're still good, 29.60. So ATIS is reporting 29.60. We are getting close here. Where are we? You can see, I'll throw a map up there for you guys. There you go. So you can see how we're coming in over the water. We don't really have any terrain per se. Let me zoom in on my MFD here. It doesn't look like we have anything really standing out too much that's going to bother us. Boy, this is going to be... I can't see nothing. Let me cut this off. There you go. We got no visibility. All right, everybody. Keep them seatbelts on. Keep them seatbelts on. This is where you start biting your fingernails. Ang, 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 ang. All right, let's see. I'm gonna set my altitude down a little bit, 7,500. 7,500. Hit VS. Go down. Give me about 200 feet per minute. Nice little soft descent. I need to be at 7,500 feet. All right, how are we doing here? We're good with fuel. 69 gallons in the right tank, 67 in the left tank. That means that we are at about 46%, something like that, fuel. We started with about 85% full, around 145 gallons or something like that, and each tank is what we rolled out with. Now, I was not expecting a 30-knot headwind the entire time, so we burned a considerable. Whoa, that was a good bump right there. And there's some more. Oh, yeah. Well, that was such a good bump. That kicked vertical hold mode out. Get us back down to about 7,500 feet. 75, 70, 80. Still carrying a little ice out there on the wings. Pull the power back just a little bit. All right, folks, it's gonna be bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. let's zoom in here and see what we got. So we're gonna make a little bit of a dogleg turn here. We're gonna be turning. We're gonna be turning to the left. About a 90-degree turn to the left here in about 8 miles, and then we will be doing another one, and then another one. So gonna kind of make this like weird question mark turn as we come into Juneau here. Ah, I got traffic. Traffic on the radar. Traffic on the radar. You can see him coming in. He's a little bit above me, but he's descending. So he's probably coming into Juneau as well. And, yep. So he's coming in as well. He's going a hell of a lot faster than me. But we are going to meet. If I don't pull, somebody's got to pull back. We're about at the same altitude. He's going to turn yellow here in a minute. There, and we're going to turn. He is at the same altitude I'm at. He's a little bit below me now. But he is a little bit of a concern. You can see him there on the MFD. Now he's below me. All right. So he's turning. So that's good. He's turning more direct. All right. That's cool. And somebody just took off as well. Oh, that sun coming through those clouds. Interesting that in Alaska we still have some daylight right now. Alright, so on the pad over here, looking, and we can also see by looking at the MFD that I don't have any cumulus granite, so I don't have anything relative in front of me, and that's going to look good. But looking over here, it looks like the highest point that I'm going to fly over on this approach is 5,030 feet. So I'm maintaining altitude of 7,500, which will be about 2,500 feet above anything below me, and that will be good. And guys, as you can see, really bumpy, really bumpy. We got a heck of a tailwind blowing right against us. Adjust my view here a little bit. Hail Mary, full of grace. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to tell you not to pray. I'm not going to do it. If you want to, please do. Like I said, you're seeing it. Wow, man, is it bumpy? Holy cow. Look at this, guys. It's like really, really bumpy. I apologize for this. Keep them seatbelts fastened, huh? Might be a good time to put those tray tables up and, you know, cinch everything down pretty good. Wow, you really see it shaking. Look at this. It is really bumpy as shit. It is really bumpy as shit. Our altitude is going from, you know, I mean, look at our altitude is jumping from minus 1400 to, here it is, -5, -350. Wow. We just dropped and gained 1,000. Well, we didn't gain 1,000 feet because it didn't change that much. But you can see how our altitude is you know, now stabilized around 7,400 feet. But now we're climbing at 500 feet per minute, 400 feet per minute. You know, we gained a couple 30, 40 feet. Then we're going back down. Yeah. Oh man, 33 knot tailwind. This is a horrible scenario to be in here. Horrible scenario to be in. All right, 2.3 miles. We're going to be getting ready to take about a 90-degree turn to the right. So get ready for that. All right, here we go. Get back up here where I can watch what's going on. Oh, 40-mile-an-hour wind. Woo! This is ugly. This is ugly, guys. This is really ugly. All right. We're about to roll out. All right, here we rolled out, and We've got a little straight and level for about 6.5 nautical miles. Then we're going to make another turn. Alright, and when we get to Gumley, our next altitude change is going to be down to 3,500 feet. So we'll go ahead and set that. Man, that's still bad weather out there. Oh, look at that. We got an airplane over there to our right that is not on the radar, just flew above us. All right, here we are. We're making our next turn to the right. And this is going to complete our dog leg. Our next turn now as we roll out is going to be towards Juneau, but there will be a couple more turns in there, just a few, very little slight ones, but it's pretty much going to be a straight in after this. So now we got a 34 knot headwind. I'm going to go ahead and set my descent here. We want to cross Ogamy at 3,400 feet. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's set up for that. 1,000 feet per minute. Got 10 miles. Go ahead and kick on the landing light. It's not going to do much out there, but you can see it. Yay! Both lights are on. Okay. In all actuality, I don't know if I'd actually do this in real life up in the clouds. Usually don't have your lights on because they reflect off the clouds really, really bad. So when you turn them on, they're kind of blinding. But there's a lot of traffic in the area. Actually, there's one thing that we could do, right? So the TBM has this. So there's a thing right here called Pulse, and I can turn that on. And what Pulse does is it makes the lights flash, and they blink. So they pulse back and forth. It makes you more visible. So I'll go ahead and do that. All right. All right, so we're within 1,000 feet of our target altitude. That was that sound. Hey, the wind slowed down to 18 knots. So that was good. Maybe we'll break out of the clouds. Huh? Temperature went up to 29 degrees too. You can probably hear the rain hitting it. It sounds like hail. See, preacher? You said Hail Mary, and now it sounds like we have hail. All right, we've got about 2.8, 2.7 miles before we're going to make a turn to the left. This will be the last hard turn we make. Put a little more throttle in there. Boy, I sure hope I see a runway at the end of this. All right, we're getting ready to start our turn. I'll let you guys know when. Got about 0.6 of a nautical mile. Hey, and we can see some cumulus granite here. Here we go. So hang on for our turn. Alright, about to roll out of it. Alright, so we should be doing pretty good now. We shouldn't really have too much issue here. So now where do I want to be? At Ogme, now I want to go down to 2,700 feet. My next waypoint here, so let's go down to 2,700. Alright, 2,700, and set our V speed, and let's go down. Down, down, down. Next waypoint, need to be at 2,700 when we cross it. So that is coming up here. About 1.6, 1.3 nautical miles. We're at 3,000. Need about 300 more feet. We're gonna make it. Did I do my calculation correct? We're gonna catch it. We're gonna catch it. You're a little bit short. There we go. You got it. Gear coming down. Give me 3 greens. Three green, and you can also see them right here on my own panel. All right. All right, go around. If we have to go around is going to straight in landing runway 8. If we need to go around, the go around procedure is for a missed approach, We need to climb to missed approach procedure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set my altitude here for missed approach. Go back up to 3,500. All right. Just in case we got to go missed, go put a notch of flaps in. Boost a little bit of power in here. And I still don't see ground. Although the outside air temperature now is 39 degrees, so that's good. All right, get ready here. I'm at minimums and I do not see an airport. Guys, do not see an airport. Ah! There it is. Ooh. Stay, 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 stay. There you go. It was a nice landing. What do you think? Do I get that? It wasn't too rough. All right, let's see here. Let's look at the airport. Where am I? My spine. That was not. We'll have to. I'll tell you in just a second how that was. How actually. Wait, man, it's snowing like a bitch here. All right, hold on a second. What I need to do is I need to throw a chart up here. So you can see I zoomed in on the runway here, and I can actually see, but I don't know what's here. So let me go home and let me look at charts and let me zoom in here. Okay, so if we go straight to terminal and the tower is right in front of us, and there's nothing off to the left. So, and I see the tower over there. So let me run over here, make sure there's nobody over here, make sure there's nobody over here. Man, what miserable weather in Juneau, and it's not supposed to be like this, but hey, it is what it is, right? For a second there, I really thought I was going to have to go around. When we hit minimums and I didn't see the runway, I was like, this sucks. This sucks. Oh, I guess I could turn my landing light off and turn my taxi light on. There we go. Go here by the terminal. All right, here we go. Put the brake on. Clean up the airplane. Raise our flaps. I will turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. You are now free to gather your belongings and move about the cabin. Let me silence my my warning here for my parking brakes being on. We appreciate it. We thank you guys for flying with me, Captain Seppi, today. And we appreciate it on this miserable, absolutely miserable flight from Anchorage to Juneau. Now, just so you guys know, you said your spine. So the landing was at the landing was at 80 knots and at 241 feet per minute. So that is well within at what's acceptable. So when you're on a 3% glide slope, you are coming in at about 500 feet per minute on a 3% glide slope, and you flare. So that's about what, we were coming in on a glide slope because we were doing an IFR approach here. We had no visibility, so we had to do an instrument approach, and we had a little bit of difficulty coming in, identifying where the runway was, but we were pretty much on target with it. We were just a little bit off as we were coming in, and that caused us to turn there at the end, and we got a little bit off the center line. But all in all, we didn't bounce it. We planted firmly, and on a snowy runway, we didn't skid, we didn't slide. And that will be for the jury to decide, right? So, well, in that case, preacher, here, let me do this for you. So let me go ahead and let me cut the bleed on, and let me depressurize the cabin here, and let me reach over here and and unlock the door. And here, get out. Get out. Right there. Get out. Oh, you know what? Actually, here, let me close this door. Let me close this door because I think I can do this. Let me do this. Where is it? How can I do this? How did I get back there last time? Let me see. I forgot how I got back there. Was it here? Did I do my views here? Here. Oh, there we go. Was it here? Can I open this door by chance? Where was it? I know one of these had the button on it. There it is. Can I open this door and kick you out? Hey, look. There. Now, get out. Get out. There's your door. Get out. Go to the snow. Have fun. Shoot, how can I? But there you go. There you go. So we'll go through and we'll clean this up. And we'll end our flight. And all right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for flying. Thanks very much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great evening, guys.